Welcome to Security Lens on BCOS television. I am Mary Adedakbo with security news, updates and insights. The Oyo State's Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has met with families of victims recently abducted in Orire local government area, appealing for peace, understanding and cooperation as the government intensifies efforts to secure their release. The governor, who met with the families, community leaders and residents at the open field at Aworo Esiele Ele Basic School, assured them that his administration would leave no stone unturned in ensuring the safe rescue of the abductees. Details of the governor's visits to Orire local government area are presented by Governor's Office correspondent Olalekan Sulaiman.
The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, arrived at Local Authority Basic School, Aworo Esiele, at exactly 6:29 p.m. on Saturday, where he was received by families, friends, and relatives of the victims of the recent security incident in Orire local government area. The atmosphere was solemn and subdued as the governor consoled family members of the abductees, many of whom became emotional while appealing for safe release of their beloved ones. Addressing the community members of Aworo Esiele and Yawata, the state governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, acknowledged that words alone could not ease the pain and anxiety being experienced by the affected families, but pledged to push beyond every limit to achieve a successful rescue mission. The governor recalled that nearly 200 operatives of the Western Security Network, codenamed Amotekun, had lost their lives in the course of combating security challenges across the state, disclosing that since the abduction occurred, he has been holding security meetings twice daily and working closely with security agencies to facilitate the victim's safe return.
And we are responsible to you. We will, by God's grace and the cooperation, we will bring back our children. And the teachers, this is the first time Arirun can die anywhere in Nigeria in terms of our makeke tí wọ́n gbé. Tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ secondary school ni, a lè understand ikú tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ everywhere.
He further noted that while the family and communities are deeply hurt by the incident, he also shares in their grief and concern, acknowledging that regardless of any grievance or demands the abductors may have, the action remains cruel, unacceptable and inhumane.
I have not been sleeping well myself. But our service commanders still want to meet every day. One in the morning, one in the night. With the assurance that by long we will bring them out. Yeah. Because it's an ongoing operation to the JP only security implication. I cannot say so much. Apart from you encourage you, I know you're bleeding. I am also bleeding in my heart.
In emotional appeals, Professor Wole Alamu, husband of the abducted school principal, Mrs. Fumilayo Ojo, whose daughter-in-law and 4 children are among those being held captive, as well as Mr. Aliu Said, a relative of 4 of the victims, pleaded with the governor to do everything within his power to secure the safe return of their loved ones.
nítorí pé a mọ àwọn akitiyan tí ẹ ti ṣe látìgbà tí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ti ṣẹlẹ̀ a sì mọ ribiribi tí ẹ ṣe fún wa ẹ ní ṣàṣetì lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kò sí ní sú yín kò ní rẹ̀yìn.
èmi nìkan tẹ́ rí ọmọ mi mẹ́rin àti ìyàwó ọmọ mi tó pa ọmọ tó jẹ́ títà fún sùkúù nọ́sírì ní bẹ níbẹ̀ báwọn ẹ̀dàpọ̀ ẹgbà wẹ́ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́run ní tún yín sínú òun wáyé.
àbúrò mi kejì ẹyọ kan jẹ́ mẹ́rin tí wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ dàpọ̀ ẹ̀ ṣàánú wa yàtọ̀ sí ẹlòmíì náà ẹni tó ní mẹ́ta ẹni tó ní méjì ẹni tó lẹ́yọ̀ kan gbogbo wọn wà bẹ́ẹ̀ dàpọ̀ ẹ̀ ràn wá lọ́wọ́.
The governor later held a brief private meeting with the families of the abducted pupils and teachers to further discuss ongoing rescue efforts and provide reassurance of the government's commitment to the operation. It will be recalled that suspected bandits abducted some students and teachers of the community high school Auro Esiele, LA Basic School Auro Esiele, and First Baptist Church Nursery and Primary School Yawata, all in Orire local government area of the state on Friday 15th May 2026. Olalekan Sulaiman.
Faith and prayer remain vital tools in confronting life challenges and uncertainties. This belief formed the decision of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, Ogbomoso Zone, to organize a special interfaith prayer session in support of efforts by the Oyo State government to secure the release of the teachers and students abducted in Orire local government area. BCOS correspondent in Ogbomoso, Aderemi Akomu, visited the venues of the prayers. His report is presented by Adebayo Abdurafi.
Determined to lend spiritual support to ongoing rescue efforts, executives and members of the Nigeria Union of Teachers Ogbomoso Zone gathered for interfaith prayers seeking divine intervention for the safe return of the abducted principal, teachers and students. The Christian session, held at First Baptist Church, Okelerin, was led by Reverend Idowu Fatumbi and Prophetess Toyin Akinpelu, while Alhaji Kozim Olaosebikan and other Islamic clerics coordinated the prayers held at Nuruddin Central Mosque. Speaking with BCOS News, the chairman of Nigeria Union of Teachers, NUT, in Ogbomoso North, Mr. Toyin Ige, and his counterpart in Ogbomoso South, Mrs. Adedoyin Binuyo, described prayer as a powerful tool for overcoming challenges. They explained that the interfaith prayer was organized to complement ongoing government efforts and negotiations aimed at securing the freedom of the abductees. The NUT leaders expressed confidence that divine intervention could also touch the hearts of the abductors and facilitate the safe return of the victims.
We
believe prayer is the master key that will open the door for them, that will prepare that enablement, that wherewithal for their release, for their freedom.
At the mosque, Imam Asimiyu Bello and Elijah Sidikot Majid, who are both teachers, described prayer as a potent weapon available to believers capable of changing difficult situations. They expressed optimism that through sincere prayers and government action, the abducted teachers and students will return home safely and unarmed.
Àti àwọn olùkọ́ tí wọ́n kó ní Yawata àti Auro Esiele Ọlọ́run kó bá ní darí wọn wálé lálàáfíà sọ́dọ̀ àwọn fámìlì wọn.
Kí Ọlọ́run kó dákun kó gbọ́ ohùn ẹ̀bẹ̀ wa kó bá wa darí wọn padà ní àlàáfíà ní pípé àtọmọ iléèwé àtolùkọ́ ló bá wa dá gbogbo wọn padà má jẹ́ kí wọ́n pa ẹnìkankan mọ́ nínú àwọn tí ń bẹ lákàtà wọn.
Also speaking, the Subeb Secretary for Ogbomoso South, Mr. Remi Adediran, a TESCOM Director, Mrs. Victoria Oladayo, and the State Secretary of ANCOPS, Mr. Dele Omololu, maintained that nothing is impossible with God, expressing hope that the interfaith prayers will yield positive results.
Ìmọ̀ wa ò pé ṣùgbọ́n ẹnìkan bẹ
prayer sessions attracted representatives of ANCOPs, community leaders, senior citizens, as well as executive and members of the Nigeria Union of Teachers. As anxiety persists over the continued captivity of the victims, participants expressed hope that the combination of prayers, security efforts, and government intervention will soon bring an end to the ordeal.
Public primary and secondary school teachers in Ibadan, your state capital, stayed away from classes in compliance with the directive by the Nigerian Union of Teachers, NUT, leading to the closure of many public schools and the return of students to their homes. Adebayo Abdurafi monitored the situation. His reports.
The directive of the national leadership of the Nigeria Union of Teachers (NUT) to withdraw services in Oyo State schools will definitely have adverse effects on the education sector in the state. As directed by the national leadership of the Nigeria Union of Teachers (NUT), all primary and secondary school teachers in Oyo State on Monday morning withdrew their services from teaching and learning exercise. The release issued and signed by the national chairman of the Nigeria Union of Teachers, Comrade Titus Audu, and his secretary, Comrade Clinton Ikpitibo, ordered all teachers in the state to shun classrooms as from this morning until the abducted teachers and pupils of Community High School Awuru Esiele, Early Basic School Awuru Esiele, and First Baptist Church Nursery and Primary School Yawata are safely released. Visits by BCOS News to some schools in Ogbomoso revealed that everywhere was deserted as no single teacher or pupil was sighted in most of the schools in the zone except WAEC candidates and teachers on invitation. It was observed that school gates were placed under lock and key at Ebenezer Baptist Basic School, Okeleoni, Olioke Baptist Basic School, and Olioke Community High School. The directive had no adverse effect on the ongoing West African Examination Council exams because WAEC supervisors, invigilators, and candidates were in the examination halls during the visit to some schools like Baptist Secondary Grammar School, Awuyaya, Ogbomoso High School, and Millennium Model High School, Okewude, Ogbomoso, among others. Speaking on the development, the Ogbomoso Zonal Chairman of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, Comrade Adebisi Adeyinka, Principal Baptist Grammar School, Awuyaya, Dikin Ayo Adilowo, and State Secretary of ANCOPS, Comrade Dele Omolulu, said the compliance followed the directive of the national leadership of the NUT.
But for the national NUT, that all the teachers in Oyo State should stay back at home to protest and to demand for the immediate release of our members and our pupils that have been kidnapped for the past 18 days. And just to drive home our point that the government should try more, although they have been trying, but we need them to try the more to see that the people in the captives are released in time.
The directive from the NUT Oyo State is that all teachers should stay away from work, which we have complied with. But we have some teachers that are supervising the ongoing WAEC examination in the state. Therefore, some of our teachers are in school for invigilation and are also in school to supervise every activities concerning the exams.
Comrade Adeyinka explained further that the action was to register displeasure over the attacks on the aforementioned primary and secondary schools, adding that the action will not be shelved until the principal, teachers, and students abducted on May 15 are rescued.
The Oyo State wing of the Nigeria Union of Teachers (NUT) in a circular dated May 31, 2026 and signed by its secretary, Comrade Olukayode Salami, directed all head teachers and principals of public primary and secondary schools to withdraw their services until further notice. According to the circular, the directive followed the continued captivity of abducted teachers and students with no clear indication of their rescue and safe release. The union noted that the situation had created fear and uncertainty among teachers, discouraged parents from sending their children to school, and heightened tension across affected communities. A visit by the BCOS news crew to some public schools in Ibadan showed that the directive was largely complied with, as students who arrived at their schools were turned back. Some of the students who spoke with BCOS News said they were instructed to return home upon arrival, adding that attendance was generally low.
They send us away from school and we don't know what's happening. And I hear that they want to protest against the children like that.
Because of what is happening, the people that the bandits kidnap the children, so they say we should go back home.
It's our teacher that told us we should go home.
What did they tell you that happened?
They did not tell us anything.
The principal of Oba Akinyele Memorial High School, Anlubua, Ibadan, Mr. Atilola Mabamidola, confirmed receiving the directive from the NUT and its implementation in the school.
We all know what is happening in the society. We know it's because of the insecurity of everybody. And according to the information by the NUT and the union, we are asked to disperse the students, that there should be no work until there's solution to those that are kidnapped, until they give us instruction when we are supposed to resume back, or when we are supposed to start working. They will give us the instruction. I cannot say specifically the time it will end.
Mr. Mabamidola, however, explained that the directive did not affect students writing their final examinations, as arrangements were made to ensure that the examinations continued without disruption.
WAEC is West Africa. If we refuse to attend to them, they will be writing the exam in another country, and it will affect our own children here. It means we are denying our own children their right again. When we are fighting for one right, we cannot be denying other people their rights. So that is why we allow the candidate, the WAEC candidate, to stay behind so that we will attend to them.
Meanwhile, a private school proprietor who preferred anonymity told BCOS News that attendance in many private schools was also lower than usual due to security concerns among parents. He noted that although the NUT directive did not apply to private schools, fears arising from the prevailing security situation had affected student turnout. The NUT maintained that the action was aimed at drawing the attention of government and relevant security agencies to the urgent need to intensify efforts towards securing the safe rescue and release of the abducted teachers and students without further delay. Adebayo Abdurafi.
The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has declared that the present insecurity bedeviling in the country is a national distress that requires united efforts than apportioning blame on segments of the government. He was speaking while addressing members of the Nigerian Union of Teachers and the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, who were on peaceful demonstration over the abducted teachers and students in Orire local government area. Adebayo Abdurafi has the details.
The abduction of about 46 people, including teachers and students from a secondary school, a primary school, and a private school, all located in Orire local government area of Oyo State since 15th day of May 2026, has remained a source of concern for the people in the state and beyond. In solidarity with the victims and expressing fears over insecurity, the national leadership of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, NUT, gave a directive that teachers in Oyo State should boycott classes from June 1st, and the state leadership of the union have commenced implementation. The union also led its members and other stakeholders, including Nigeria Labour Congress, National Union of Local Government Employees, NOLGE, and the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, out on a peaceful demonstration to hasten government's efforts at rescuing the victims from the terrorists.
Teachers must be free, must be free. Our teachers must be free. Our teachers must be free, must be free. Our teachers.
Addressing the protesters at the governor's office, Governor Seyi Makinde appealed to the various stakeholders to have trust in government on the mission to secure the freedom of the abducted teachers and students. He cautioned against activities that could further strengthen the terrorists, noting that both the federal and the state governments are collaborating at ensuring the safe release of the victims.
This is a time of national discourse. It is not the time to trade blames. It is not the time to play politics. I am personally distressed. How will somebody take a fellow human being and slaughter him? Is that somebody that is normal?
They are normal, monsters.
So these are not normal people. And I can appeal to you to please have trust in your government.
In their separate remarks, the leadership of NLC in the state, Comrade Kayode Martins, his NUT counterpart, Comrade Ajibola Azan, and the NANS president, Comrade Hafiz Babatunde, stated that insecurity in the country has put everyone, irrespective of status, at risk. Hence, government at all levels must do everything to nip it in the bud.
We are here today to let the masses be aware and rightly spell it out to them. It's not that these people are after teachers or whatsoever. Yes. Let me give you a political word. You're very much aware that Oyo State was peaceful until you're very much aware that the governor has the flair for workers. That is why they do what they did. I want to send it back to them. We will give you all that it takes. We are here to charge His Excellency the Governor of Oyo State to please do more in fast-tracking the quick release of these people in captivity. It is time for government at all levels to work together, even to the level of the local government, to make sure that our people return back to classes.
During the peaceful demonstration, various stakeholders, including the state coordinator, Campaign for Democratic and Workers' Rights, Comrade Abiodun Bamigboye, President, Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees, NOGE, Comrade Ayobami Adiogun, and the NUT Secretary, Comrade Olukayode Salami, had addressed the participants on the need for government to be more proactive in securing the lives and property of Nigerians.
We will see that this thing has been happening for over years now, and they have been terrorizing citizens. But this time around, the teachers and the captive for over 3 weeks. Who will be the next to be kidnapped in the state? And that's why we say that the Noge in Oyo State, we are part, and unfortunately, the Noge and teachers, we are people that are closely to people at the grassroots.
The peaceful protest, which was monitored by security operatives, kicked off from the Agodi State's headquarters of the NLC through Gate, NTA Junction, Toto Garden, before terminating at the governor's office. Adebayo Abdurafi.
The State Assembly's plenary session began with a thorough discussion on the security concerns following a motion presented by Honorable Daoud Olalere, representing Ibadan Northwest State constituency, emphasizing the necessity of enhancing security surveillance through strategic deployment of patrol vehicles across Oyo State. Honorable Olalere noted that the state's security architecture will be strengthened through the strategic deployment and monitoring of surveillance vehicles. He encouraged the public to leverage emergency toll-free numbers to alert security agencies about any crimes.
Deployment of the patrol vehicle. We all know that it's not possible for any security agent to be everywhere based on the population and the volumes of the state. But with the little provision of the patrol vehicle, if they are properly utilized, we will all discover that they will be able to cover the entire state. We are at the same time with the support of the line that they could be called. They can be called at any point for them to sink into action for them to call this security.
The Speaker of the House, Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin, Honorable Abiodun Babalola, and Honorable Comforter Olajide highlighted in their separate remarks the imperative need for the federal government to intensify efforts in establishing state police.
Our governor for his response in ensuring that those children are brought back to us. But there's something I want to state here. State policing. Under the law, we have 24 states are meant to attest to the state policing. Now we have 33 states that have attested, including the presidential, have attested to it and given their nod. I want to ask, what is stopping the National Assembly from ensuring that this law is being put in place?
To strengthen interstate security bond. Look at what happened recently. From one state border to another. If there is no very strong agreement or relationship, it always provides an escape route for all these the people of underworld.
The Seyi Makinde-led administration has reportedly presented over 500 operational vehicles to security personnel deployed across the state. Olamiposi Ishola.
Thank you for joining Security Lens on BCOS Television. I am Mary Adedapo. If you see something, say something, and the government will do something. Be security conscious. Bye for now.